There was significant interest in the piece, and the museum was able to secure it for £5,334. The museum says it is policy to acquire, wherever possible, items of heritage value to Gibraltar.
I think the significance is that we've been able to acquire it for Gibraltar, that it's an important aspect of our civilian heritage, which perhaps is a little bit less well known than the military heritage that we have. And it's important that items like this, which are clearly of historical value and that have this deep connection with Gibraltar, should be back home in Gibraltar.
Well, we're very pleased that it's coming back home to Gibraltar. It's got the name Gibraltar in it, so it has had some connection with Gibraltar, even if it's just the name that's been inscribed on it. We will find out more about it, hopefully. But this is important because it shows that Gibraltar was a society that was thriving. It wasn't just a band of people who were supporting the garrison. These were people who were living here, who were making a name for themselves as goldsmiths, silversmiths and merchants. In fact, Henry Cowper is very well known and very highly sought after as a silversmith. And he and his another person who was living at the same time, John Catton, is also listed as being a silversmith, and they both used the hallmark of the key. Now, the key we all recognize as being a symbol of Her Majesty on the rock, and it's used in the ceremony of the keys to show the governor's authority. But to see that somebody as close to the Great Siege as the 1790s was already using the key as an emblem for their mark, if you like, is very interesting and quite exciting. The concept of the key must have been a big deal at the time. So we're learning about the people who, if you like, who fill in the gaps of what we know about what life in Gibraltar was like at the time.
As the museum continues to look into the history of the watch, there is some information on the man at the centre of it all, Henry Cowper, who is listed in the 1777 list of inhabitants as a goldsmith born in Gibraltar, known locally as well as the owner of the theatre in what is now Cornwall's Parade, which gave the area its Spanish name of La Calle Comedia. He left Gibraltar during the Great Siege.
Henry Cowper lived in Gibraltar, was born in Gibraltar, and he is listed as a goldsmith. So whether he actually made the watch himself or whether he bought the machine of the watch, the insides of the watch, and then put it together and sold it, or whether in fact it was his own watch, these are all things that we have to look at. It's possible that the reason that the name is inside is that he owned the watch himself. On the other hand, if he was taking any part in the actual making of the machinery of the watch, then he may well have been signing it.
The intention is to exhibit the new acquisition for the first time at this year's Museum Open Day on Saturday the 18th of May.